Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to talk about everything Rainbow Six Siege Black Ice DLC. This is the brand new DLC that just came out with 2 new operators, 1 new map, and a patch that fixes and changes a lot of things. Now, one of the most game-changing things is the 2 new operators that are available on any map, and if you got the Season Pass, you can play them now. And if you don't have the Season Pass, I think you can purchase them for Renown in-game in about a week. They're going to be 27,000 Renown apiece. Something that will cost you a lot, but if you're an avid player, it shouldn't be too much trouble. Now, of the 2 Canadian operators, I would say Frost changes the game the most. She has a very cool new defensive perk, which is basically putting down bear traps around the map, and she gets 3 of them. They're hard to spot. They kind of blend in with a lot of the ground environments, and especially if you're sort of scanning the environment for people hiding in corners and stuff like that, you are very likely to miss them, and you can put them, say, beyond windows and stuff like that. So if somebody vaults in through a window, they'll land right in the trap. Now, the trap won't instantaneously kill them. It will disable them, so a teammate has to revive them. If they've already been revived, I think it will actually kill them. Another thing to consider is if there's 1 operator left on the offensive team and they get stuck in a bear trap, well, the game's over, because if they go down, there's nobody left to revive them. Then offensively, we have Buck, who comes with a DMR and an assault rifle and an underslung shotgun for both of them. So depending on which weapon you choose, you're always going to have that underslung shotgun. So he's a force to be reckoned with in close quarters and long range. And although he is fun to play, he doesn't bring any essential tools to the field, so if you only had enough renown to unlock 1 operator at the start, I would say go for Frost. She is far more useful strategically. Then our new map is the Yacht, which is actually a fairly large yacht. I mean, it's got a casino on the inside. This is like a James Bond style yacht. It's frozen in ice. The environment looks very cool. I love everything aesthetically. It's pretty complicated at first. There's lots of windows, lots of breaching points, and like most Rainbow Six Siege maps, it's going to take a while to get used to and understand it. I mean, there's still maps in Rainbow Six Siege that I'm not 100% familiar with. So far, I definitely like it, but actually getting this map in a rotation is a pretty slim chance. So even though it feels like we're getting a whole bunch of new content, you might not play the Yacht for quite a while. Now let's talk about what the patch has brought to the game. Rainbow Six Siege has been getting a lot of patches. It's had a lot of fixing that's needed to be done, and the developers have been doing a very good job so far, and this patch is certainly one of the best ones yet. Now, the previous patches fixed a lot of bugs and crashing issues and tried to smooth out matchmaking, and they did very good jobs of that, but they didn't really do much in terms of balance. This patch has actually paid much more attention to balance this time around now that the game is playing much more stably. Here are some of the cooler balance changes. Shoutouts are now muted from the enemy team, so when you're placing breaching charges or doing actions that cause your character to shout out in-game, only your teammates are going to hear those shouts and it won't give away your position. In ranked play, defenders are forced to pick different defensive locations rather than the same one every time. So this is very cool, and it's going to basically reduce the monotony of competitive play when defending teams just pick the exact same spot every time. In addition to that, the attacking team can now spawn in different locations from one another, so you don't all have to spawn in one big clump in one corner of the map that's susceptible to spawn camping. You can all come from different directions, and this is actually a really cool addition to the game and adds much more depth to the strategy. Bullet trails are less intense, and especially less intense for suppressed weapons, so there's another reason now to use a suppressed weapon rather than just sound suppression. It's also going to reduce your bullet trails more than normal bullet trails. Flashbangs have pretty much had their effective range doubled. I don't know if this applies to Blitz's shield as well. Electronic stuff like jammers, electricity generators, trip mines are now going to make less noise, so attacking team, you better be on the lookout. You're not going to be able to rely solely on your ears for identifying enemy booby traps. One cool thing, especially for castle, is that barricades now block bullets as they're being deployed. This also counts for reinforcing walls as well. So sometimes you would be putting up a barricade and bullets would come right through and kill you. That won't happen anymore. That's actually a really cool update. I'm surprised they were able to do that so quickly. Thatcher now has a shotgun as an option for his character, so his profile picture makes a little bit more sense. Game mode is now also displayed in the loading screen, so you know what operator to choose. The gun customization menu should now accurately reflect the amount of damage that those weapons do, and I believe the damage number on there is how much damage the gun does against lightly armored targets. I don't know if it's accurately reflecting the amount of damage weapons do when they have a suppressor equipped though. If you've been playing ranked matches, you might also notice that you have a different rank right now. I've been bumped up to gold. A lot of people have been bumped from silver to gold. They basically just increase the range of player base based on how many points you have and how well you're doing in ranked. They should also better matchmake people against people of appropriate rank. So it took a little while of analysis and checking out how people were playing and doing, and now they've got a much better idea of where you should be ranked based on your points and skill. There's also a Spectator Cam available on all platforms. This is in custom matches only, I believe, and basically the game is getting set up for its future in ESL, which is pretty exciting to see all the pieces falling into place. I'm surprised how fast Ubisoft has really turned this game around. It's certainly not perfect as is right now. I'm sure I'm going to run into a bunch more bugs and problems like that. They've done a lot more bug fixing this time around, lessen the crashes and stuff like that. We'll have to see how stable this version of the build is, because there is some esports stuff coming in the very near future. In fact, I'll be talking a bit more about that in a video tomorrow. So far, so good. The first official DLC for Rainbow Six Siege is a hit in my mind. The content isn't necessarily overwhelming. Could have used a few more maps, but the fact that it's paired up with a patch that does so many good things for the game is a pretty nice bonus. Let me know what you guys think about the new Black Ice DLC in Rainbow Six Siege, and as always, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.